your life greater. It starts with affordable options to meet today's needs and tomorrow's dreams. From smart account options that fit your style to flexible loans for what comes next. It means convenient ways to access and manage your money whenever you need it and wherever you're headed. Most of all, it takes great support. Someone you can count on for trusted guidance and to be there for you every step of the way. Great options, great convenience, great support for life. Great Southern Bank, understanding what really matters.
Hey, you know what day it is? It's Wednesday. You know what that means? It's time for episode 8 of Where Are They Now Wednesdays. And hey, before we get started again, I need a favor. You don't have to tell 2 friends. Just tell 1 friend about this, and maybe they'll tell a friend. Hey, like us, share it on Facebook, and we'll talk more about that at the end. But hey, it's Where Are They Now Wednesdays. It's Wednesday, June the 12th, 2024, and we welcome in from Playing on Sports at www.playingonsports.substack.com, Mr. Kent Mueller. Kent, how are you, sir?
I am fine. How are you guys?
I'm doing wonderful. Just became a grandfather here within the last week. Darcy Elizabeth Roberts was born on Friday at 10:51 a.m. So excited about that. Excited for the new addition to our family.
Well, you trumped everything I could say because nothing is better than that. Congratulations.
Thank you. Everybody's healthy, and that's all that matters right now. But it's time for Where Are They Now Wednesdays here at the week of June 12th. A lot of things have wrapped up at this point. We saw the College World Series going on, but the Softball World Series has ended. But we'll start with baseball on the Division I side, kind of give us a rundown of kind of the end of the season, so to speak.
Yes, we're now headed in Division I to the College World Series. There's 8 teams left. And last week, we noted that there were 4 teams in the Super Regionals with Missouri talent on their roster. Well, the Super Regionals turned out to be pretty brutal for our local players. And 3 of those teams are not advancing. 1 is advancing. And we're just going to run through and see what the players have done this year that are on those teams. They're not necessarily the best players, but they're right there. Some of them are the best players. They just happen to also be on the teams that went the furthest in the tournament. And the first team I want to talk about is the University of Evansville. The Purple Aces, they had a really good postseason. They finished the regular season, their conference season, 5 games out of first place. But then they get into the Missouri Valley Conference tournament, and they swept all 4 games and wound up in the NCAA postseason. And in the regional tournament, they defeated East Carolina and Virginia Commonwealth. So they had 6 straight games in the NCAA postseason and conference postseason to advance to the Super Regional. Now they got to the Super Regional. They wound up facing the number 1 team in the country, Tennessee. That's pretty tough duty. They won 1 game. It's a 3-game series. They won 1. So they came down to that last game, almost went to the World Series, but they fell 2 games to 1. And on that team is both part of the old guard and some of the new guard. The old guard, the graduate student from Priory, Mark Schallenberger. He led the Purple Aces with a .374 batting average this year. He also led in on-base plus slugging percent and runs, doubles, triples, slugging percent, walks, on-base percent, and yes, he was hit by more pitches than anyone else on the team. So obviously one of the key players at the plate for Evansville. And he also ranked very high in each of those categories in the Missouri Valley Conference. On the other end of the age spectrum, instead of being a graduate student, a true freshman, Kent Deverman. He comes out of Fort Zumwalt West, and he had a great initial season. He had the second best ERA on the team with 4.22. He started 16 games this year, and he finished 9-2. He led Evansville in wins, innings pitched, and strikeouts as a freshman. and all of that together, he was named the Missouri Valley Conference Freshman of the Year. So we look to see what he does for the next 3 years. Also making 3 appearances during the year for the Purple Aces was Jacob Jarvis, a junior left-handed pitcher out of Farmington. So that's Evansville. 3 local players really outperformed in the postseason. Another team that went further than what they were projected to go is Kansas State. They came out of the Big 12 as an at-large team, and they defeated Louisiana Tech, Southeast Missouri State, and number 5 Arkansas to get to the Super Regional. But then they dropped 2 games to number 16 Virginia to exit the postseason in the Super Regionals. And on that team from Missouri, Chuck Ingram, a senior outfielder out of Rockers. He started 60 of 61 games this year for the Wildcats. He batted 279, and he led the Wildcats in at-bats and with 11 home runs. Jacob Frost is a junior left-handed pitcher. He came out of Oakville High School. He had 14 appearances this year for Kansas State. He started 8, 4 wins, 2 losses, and he struck out 40 in just 45 and 2/3 innings. And Clemson University ranked number 3 in the country. They won the Atlantic Coast Conference uh, in the first round of the postseason. They defeated High Point University and Coastal Carolina in the regionals. However, they get to the Super Regional and they stubbed their toe. They lost in 2 games to the University of Florida. The catcher for the Tigers is a graduate student out of Westminster Christian Academy. He hit 303 this year for Clemson. He led the Tigers with 22 home runs and a 656 slugging percentage. He hit with power, yet he was also the second high on the team on base percentage. And his power was feared because he walked 49 times in only 218 official at bats. And Texas A&M, a player we haven't talked about much this year because he really, as a freshman, didn't get a lot of action. However, he got action in a very key game for the Aggies. Texas A&M came in ranked number 4 in the country. They struggled in the SEC tournament, didn't win a game. They lost 2 games and were out. But then they came back as an at-large team in the regionals for the NCAA. They defeated Grambling, Texas, and number 21, Louisiana. Then they swept number 23, Oregon, in the Super Regionals to get to the College World Series. And on that team is Caden Wilson. He's a freshman out of Raymore Peculiar. He's a left-handed pitcher. He saw limited action, but in the key game, the rubber match, tied 1 game apiece with Oregon in the Super Regional. They brought him in with no outs after 2 innings, and he had 2 guys on base to start the 3rd inning. He got 6 guys out. He had 2 innings pitched without giving up an earned run. So that was put into a tough spot, a key spot, and the freshman came through. So we're looking for a really good sophomore year out of him next year. So, and also seeing very limited time for the Aggies this year was Troy Wansing. He's a junior left-handed pitcher. He's out of Staley. He has 1 more year left. So that's baseball wrapped up. Except for next week we will touch on what Texas A&M does with our 2 Missouri players.
Yeah, looking forward to the College World Series. I have attended that, on occasion in my past, and actually played a Legion tournament out in Omaha during the College World Series, and got to go in and watch some of the College World Series games that year. And as we move here on to softballs, it has wrapped up, and we had some young ladies participating there.
That's correct. Just a little background: the last 3 years, Division I softball has been dominated by Oklahoma. They've had 3 straight national championships coming into this year. They started the year number 1, and then Texas beat them in the regular season and took over that number 1 spot. And then it came right on down to the final series Um, in the postseason, Texas and Oklahoma in a 3-game match, and Texas couldn't put Oklahoma down. Texas came in second in the country. Oklahoma won their fourth national championship in a row. But Texas continued to be powered by two Missouri ladies in their starting lineup. Mac Morgan, junior right-handed pitcher out of Sherwood. We've talked about her before. She's an amazing pitcher. She led the Longhorns with a 196 ERA. She had 17 starts this year, and they brought her in relief frequently. But in those 17 starts, she has 16 wins against only one loss. Playing in right field for the Longhorns is Ashton Mahoney. She's a redshirt sophomore out of Liberty High, and she hit 381 this year for the Longhorns. She had a 429 on base percentage. She had 175 plate appearances and only 11 strikeouts. That helped earn her first team All Big 12 conference. And if you want to see a great catch at the fence in right field to rob the offense of a home run, then please go to my Twitter, my X account. It's plain_sports. And then right there towards the top, I reposted a tweet from Liberty High School, and on there is a video provided by the NCAA, and there's a long fly ball to right. It's going over the fence, and Ashton Mahoney goes up left-handed, or excuse me, with her glove on her left hand. She goes up, she stretches out, she catches it above the top of the fence, crashes into the fence, and comes back having robbed the home run. And I'll say just as good as the catch was her expression after catching that ball, and then the interaction between her and her center fielder. So it's a great play. It's a highlight that I'm sure will be played over and over. I enjoy going back and watching that over and over. So again, go to my Plain on Sports X account. It's plain_sports, and right there towards the top, look at a repost from Liberty High, and then click on the video, and you'll see Ashton Mahoney making an absolutely amazing catch. So it's a lot of fun.
Outstanding, and we've got a lot of stuff coming up here. As at the Missouri Sports Network, we're kind of replaying some interviews that we did throughout the season with state champions, athletes of the week, teams of the week. They've been replaying, and I know we've got some things here going on. I'm playing on sports as well, and how can folks, if they want to follow along, they want to get the newsletter, what do they need to do?
All they need to do is contact me at my email, plainonsports@gmail.com, and then the publication will arrive in their inbox. There is no cost, there's no obligation. It's easy to do, and I'll just ask, do you like superlative performances as much as Guy and I do? Do you like season statistics as much as we do? Do you like postseason awards as much as we do? Well, that's what you will get in 11 NCAA sports during the season, and a wrap up after the season is over. So very similar to what we talk about every Wednesday morning in newsletter form, only much more expansive, much longer than we can squeeze into this podcast. So again, all you have to do is just email me at plainonsports@gmail.com, and I'll get you fixed up.
And we're working on some other things here as well with the Missouri Career 1000. Any player, male or female, that has scored 1,000 career points in their high school career, it can be themselves emailing us. It can be the coaches, the athletic directors. I know you've gotten several emails back and almost reaching the 1,000 now as far as members of that group. The email address is going across the bottom of the screen right now, MissouriCareer1000@gmail.com. First name, last name, and graduation year along with the school. And if you've got the total points, that would be helpful as well. there. So Missouri Career 1000 at gmail.com. And I know you're having a lot of fun with this on this date in Missouri high school sports history.
Yes, we are. Just want everybody to know that Guy and I are working on something that we're pretty excited about. We knew that there are a lot of great things that happen uh, by uh, athletes that came out of high schools throughout Missouri, and for over 100 years. That's a lot of history, and we're going back through and we're finding the most significant events for every day, for each day during the year, and they are careers in the NFL, the NHL, Major League Baseball, the NBA, the Olympics, the Pro Golf Tour. Uh, Records set on the high school level, Misha records. So there's just all kinds of just absolutely incredible performances by Missourians, and we're going to be bringing that uh, to sports fans throughout Missouri on a daily basis here in the near future. So want everybody to start thinking about that. If you have something, let us know. Send me an email at plainonsports at gmail.com if you have something that you believe is worthy of that. We will get that on our list. So we're excited to bring all this history to the Missouri sports fans.
Well, there's a couple ways that folks can help us out. You know, at the beginning of the show, I always mention, hey, tell a friend. But there's other things they can do. They can click on the like at the bottom of this if you're watching this on Facebook Live. You can click there on the like. You can follow us on Twitter. Um, you can click on that little bell, and you'll get notifications anytime that we have something going out. And please pass it on to a friend. And both of us will thank you. And uh, I love interacting with the fans or the people that watch these videos, the people that get the stats. I enjoy that. Looking at those emails, and as well as Kent, you have to enjoy it as well.
It's a lot of fun, and I do hear from people, and that's part of what I really like, because then that just lets me know that we're tapping into a market that is appreciated. And Guy and I just tell everybody we like this stuff, and we're finding out there's a lot of other people out there that like this stuff too, and we like bringing it to you.
Outstanding. Well, ladies and gentlemen, again, we appreciate you tuning in here wherever you may be listening from, whether it be at Facebook or on Twitter, at the Missouri Sports Network, or Playing on Sports. We appreciate you tuning in and being a part of the show. And as always, the Missouri State Highway Patrol reminds us to take that 3 seconds and buckle up. It's 3 seconds that could save your life. Be safe, be smart, and be here tomorrow